Car racing comes to the Bay Area this weekend, the NASCAR circuit.
Well, Channel 7's Wayne Friedman got a free ride today in a NASCAR stock car.
More than a dozen high-powered race cars came across the Golden Gate Bridge today, but they weren't speeding.
They ran their machines over the Golden Gate Bridge. Not something you see every day.
Give the promoters of this Sunday's race at Sears Point credit for innovation. Yesterday, there was a pre-race get-together on Alcatraz. Today, on the Golden Gate Bridge, they had an event entitled Drive 45.
I hope it made a point and did what they're trying to do, is try to raise awareness to 45-mile speed limit.
The message here, of course, safe driving on the Golden Gate Bridge.
Race cars drove across the bridge this morning at the speed limit of 45 miles per hour. The point? If a car capable of doing 200 can go 45, then so can you.
Did you see some of the expressions on your faces? I mean, the eyes were popping out, and you didn't see a frown on anybody's face. What a sight to see that on the Golden Gate Bridge. What a sight to see that in the financial district. Starting tomorrow, the culture will be simple. Stock car racing through the weekend at Sears Point.
This country is auto accidents with and without alcohol involved. For many teenagers, the lack of behind-the-wheel experience is a major factor.
The problem in search of a solution tonight is all too familiar to millions of Americans and a terrifying prospect to those of us who have teenage children. This is about teenagers and cars.
It is the ultimate driver training course for teenagers. Once a year, 400 licensed Northern California high school students spend a day at the Sears Point Raceway.
The idea here is simple, to teach the kids how to react to dangerous situations, to allow them to learn through experience and by making mistakes.
What we're trying to do is teach them a level of respect for what an automobile can and can't do and how easy it is to lose control.
I'm coming away from here with so much more knowledge on how to handle my car in like dangerous situations or accidents.
Sears Point Raceway in Sonoma County today. It wasn't quite noon and already there was a room full of drunks here. Sears Point and the Highway Patrol recruited Misty and everyone else here to demonstrate the effects of alcohol on driving. Recruited everyone, including me.
Of course you want to do this. It's the holidays. Everybody else is drinking during the holidays. I think you got to join the party here.
Against my better judgment, I chugged 2 glasses of white wine on an empty stomach. It didn't take much to get the desired effect.
0.058. Based on your reoccurring speech impediment now, I would probably take you to jail.
It was a very sobering experience.
5-mile-per-hour speed limit in California to end. You'd only head to Sonoma.
Every Wednesday night, hundreds of teens flock to Sears Point Raceway for the Beat the Heat program, a public safety campaign taking illegal street racing off the road and out of teenagers' hands. Here's how it works. You pay a small fee, take a number, then test your car on a time trial. Several police officers from around the Bay Area volunteer their time to the program. They hope it bridges the gap between the police and teenagers.
Whose Cadillac is this? This is my mom's. Does she know you have it? Actually, she does. She was nice enough to let us borrow it for the night. Does she know what you're doing with it? Yeah.
Oh, what a great idea.
One of the stars of NASCAR decided to try his hand at a different kind of driving while he's in the Bay Area, and Fred English has that story.
Rusty Wallace still loves to race around, but this new San Francisco assignment tested his nerves and patience.
All right, buddy, move it. Get out of the way. Damn visitors. Damn, I'll be glad when it's Miller time.
It was Miller time just 2 weeks ago when Rusty in his #2 Ford captured his 42nd Winston Cup victory.
Well, I've been dodging people all day long. If people are weird, not get mad.
The 1989 Winston Cup champion did provide a few thrills.
He's a madman. He went the wrong way down one-way streets.
I guarantee you're not going to find Michael Jordan driving a damn taxi cab.
I think I'd walk.
With the introduction earlier this year of the TiVo and Replay hard drive recorders, Quantum took its first step into the consumer electronics market. Both recorders use Quantum's new QuickView technology, which records programs without videotape. The end result being a box with all the features of a traditional VCR, but much more. For example, you start recording a program at 8 o'clock and
you can instantly walk into your living room and see that program from the very beginning using our technology. Ever
think about what you put your computer through every day? Well, at Quantum, they take the word tough and give it new meaning for its hard drives.
In a few seconds, this is going to get real messy. Quantum answers the question, how hard is your hard drive? The watermelon, well, that's just for show. The results of this 40-foot drop? A-OK, at least for the hard drive. Quantum means business. It operates an entire laboratory dedicated to design assurance. Thousands of drives are subjected to as many as 245 different tests over 6 months. In an oven hot enough to fry an egg, a Quantum hard drive serves as the platter. Now, the egg may not look appetizing, but the hard drive starts right up, playing a video clip crystal clear. Sound can stir the soul.
Quantum is pushing into a new market, hard drives for the personal video recorders made by Replay Networks and TiVo. For more on the changes at the company and its new strategy, I'm joined by Bentley Nelson, Strategic Development Manager of Quantum.
Essentially what we're doing is realigning the company around the focus of the sub-$700 PC market. That's where the market is moving today. That's where the action is, and that's where our focus is in the future.
Look what I've got here.
What you're seeing today is actually going to allow kids in children's hospitals to have a video conference with Santa Claus. Now, how that works? Well, and Santa Claus has an IP communication system in his office up in the North Pole, has a PC with a special camera on it, along with a Cisco IP telephone. And all the child has to do is pick up the phone and press the button that says Santa, and a video conference is instantly set up.
We have extremely generous people like Cisco Systems who are willing to come here and completely make magic for our children.
It's very important to me to show the institution that technology does work and that we are able to work with one of our largest vendors to provide joy to the kids.
Well, hello there, Sophia. How are you, sweetheart?
It's companies like Cisco that are really bringing us into the 21st century. And without you, we couldn't render the care to our patients that we're able to do.
A visit from St. Nicholas. Proof tonight that Santa doesn't forget anyone.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
A simple phone call. Sometimes it can make all the difference, especially if you're in the hospital and Santa's on the line.
With Christmas 9 days off and the other holidays in full swing, emotions run high, but not just good ones. Perhaps nothing can more quickly pull at the heartstrings than one simple reality that's true in every city and every town in this country. The image of a sick child at Christmas time.
Merry Christmas. He was rolled in on a sleigh of sorts.
Right turn, Elf Jimmy.
Down the corridors of Boston Children's Hospital. The elves were from Cisco Systems, the high-tech company that provided its new high-resolution internet video phone so the kids could call Santa, who for the day was working from Cisco's studios in San Jose.
Hello, Tabitha.
Hi.
How are you, sweetheart?
Good.
All the patients were invited to call. For many, it was an awe-inspiring conversation.
I'm at the North Pole.
Is it cold there? And I made a very special present for you.
I love you very, very much, okay? And you're very special to Santa?
I love you too, Santa.
They say it worked out so well that they plan to do it again next year. Keith?
Boy, I hope they sure hope they do. Monica Novotny with a very nice way to end an hour of news. Many thanks.
We all know about the hard work and skill that it takes for the teams to get to the Super Bowl, but I bet you didn't know about the hard work it takes to get the Super Bowl to you.
IP telephony is helping NFL Films on location at the Super Bowl. Far away from home base, NFL Films staff can log on and access their voicemail and email through a unified messaging system, Cisco Unity.
One computer, one phone, one cable.
I want to welcome everybody to Las Vegas for NBA All-Star 2007. We're going to have over 1 billion people viewing the All-Star Game. With Cisco's help and that mobility solutions, we're able to capture the excitement, capture the content of the NBA All-Star Game, and deliver that to the worldwide audience.
Here we are at the Wireless Press Center, and what we've brought is a full IP communication system, which includes the Cisco Unified Wireless Network, so members of the press can file their stories in real time as well as pull up information.
It's wireless, bam, and connected to the system at the work.
Well, Dilbert's always been a collaboration in the sense that people are always giving me ideas.
Scott has a unique and very compelling way in which he collaborates with people.
Let's say you've been in a really bad meeting lately. Think of what was the thing that bothered you most about that meeting.
Everybody's IMing and looking at their email.
The technology is kind of the perfect blend between, interacting with people and still having them at a little bit of an arm's length. Oh, yeah? Love the ease of use, the fact that hit a few buttons and somebody in another part of the world is watching exactly what I draw on the screen. Okay, so I think do we need to wrap up now?
The initial vision was to try to reach the children because of the long drive and because of the language and the culture and because of just the socioeconomics of this and the socio-environment of this, you have many of them not making it to school. And so we're trying to figure out the most cost-effective manner to get to these Hogans.
The Cisco technology that we're using is called Manager. Through this, we'll be able to deliver a communication network using video conferencing, IP telephony, which is the IP phone, and telemedicine to remote hospitals. We can even connect to universities to bring those online courses to the chapter houses where they can see a live professor teaching the course in Navajo. Even a virtual high school could be available for people trying to finish their high school, taking GED.
General Motors is one of the largest manufacturers of vehicles in the world. We started with a real scheme to upgrade the technology to really provide more robust operations. But more importantly, we could see robotics and PLCs and factory automation being added to the network, and then we saw voice over IP coming.
Fog computing brings the systematic positioning of computing, storage, and networking resources between endpoints and distant clouds. The new elements brought in by fog computing is the sensitivity to real-time response so that we can control critical resources like energy, traffic, healthcare, and so forth.
How do we make it all seamless so you have multiple clouds appear as one to a user? And then how do you give the controls that you need in order to connect these clouds in a way that makes sense? Our team is looking at using graph-based algorithms to tie the different disparate data centers into one seamless abstraction.
Just like IP provides packets, named data networking provides the ability to name an object of data, issue a request for that object of data, and directly the network understands how to find it, how to transmit it, and how to get it to the user. Its power becomes particularly apparent when it's used as a replacement for IP. That is a tremendous opportunity.
Welcome to Cisco 360. In this week's edition, we'll tell you the winners of this year's prestigious Pioneer Awards, details on the fall security launch, and find out why Cisco is going to the dogs. But first, what happens when two visionary and influential tech companies come together to change the world? We're about to find out. Cisco and communications technology leader Ericsson have announced a global strategic partnership to deliver value in service provider, enterprise, and the Internet of Things. Chuck says it best when speaking to Ericsson CEO Hans Vestberg.
Well, now's the right time because A, the market's in significant transition. Our customers are looking for a complete end-to-end solution, and between our assets, we really can provide that.
The world's most respected media outlets turned out for Cisco's 4th annual Global Editors Conference. CEO Chuck Robbins told reporters Cisco is focused on driving digital transformation in several key business categories, including data analytics, services, security, and software. Together, these help make the Internet of Everything, or IoE, a reality.
And when you connect 500 billion devices, 500 billion devices, it's going to be massively distributed.
At last week's Cisco Beat, the leadership team launched our strategy framework to employees, helping connect and guide our business and technology strategies. With our company, customers, competitors, and the market all moving fast, this framework allows us to anchor our investments and decisions where we know we can lead and differentiate. Here's some big news. John Chambers and Tim Cook announced Cisco and Apple are partnering to deliver new mobile experiences to businesses. What exactly? Well, our engineering teams are going to work together to optimize Cisco networks for Apple iOS devices and apps. We announced a very impressive quarter, with records almost across the board, and we saw the stock react very nicely in the few days after. So why did Cisco's stock drop? A few things. Morgan Stanley downgraded Cisco from overweight to equal weight. They're concerned about Cisco's future growth and our ability to deliver more operational leverage. This is investor speak for driving increasing returns on our investments and profit growth.
Welcome to everybody. We have a deep belief that the best ideas come from those who are in the front lines, who are working every single day.
This is just a great initiative and a really exciting one, and we're really, really glad that you could participate.
I came to Visa 2 years ago for this. 3, 2, 1.